네, 안녕하십니까. 영어 쉐도잉 152일차 연습 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 오늘도 첫 번째 영상은 오바마 대통령 입학 연설 영상 보면서 들으면서 이거는 자막 없이 따라해 보겠습니다. 네, 그럼 바로 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다. But at the end of the day, the circumstances of your life, when you look like, where you come from, how much money you have, what you are going on at home, none of that is an excuse. There is no excuse for not trying. I've given a lot of speeches about education. I've talked about responsibility a lot. I've talked about teachers' responsibility for inspiring students, pushing you to learn. I've talked about your parents' responsibility for making sure you stay on track and you get your homework done. Don't spend every waking hour in front of the TV or with the Xbox. I've talked a lot about your government's responsibility for setting high standards, supporting teachers and principals, and turning around the schools that are working, where students are getting the opportunity they deserve. But at the end of the day, we can have the most dedicated teachers, most supportive parents, the best schools in the world, but none of it will make a difference. None of it will matter unless all of you fulfill your responsibility, unless you show up to those schools, unless you pay attention to those, unless you pay attention to those teachers, unless you listen to your parents and others, and put in the hard work it takes to succeed. That's what I want to focus on today. The responsibility each of you has for your education. I will.
What I want to focus on today. The responsibility each of you has for your education.
The responsibility each of you has for your education. I want to start with the responsibility. I want to start with the responsibility to yourself. Every single one of you has something that you regret. Every single one of you has something to offer. You have a responsibility to yourself to discover what that is. That's the opportunity an education can provide. Maybe it could be a great writer. Maybe even good enough to write a book. Articles in newspapers. But you might not know it. Maybe you could be an innovator, an inventor. Maybe even good enough to come up with a new iPhone or new medicine or vaccine. But you might not know it until you do a project or a science class. Maybe you could be a mayor or a senator or a Supreme Court justice. But you might not know that until you join student government or the debating. No matter what you want to do with your life, I guarantee that you'll need an education to do it. For you want to be a doctor or teacher or police officer, you want to be a nurse or an architect or lawyer and member of the military, you're gonna need a good education for every single one of those careers. You can not drop out school and just drop into a good job. You got to train for it and work for it and learn for it. This isn't just informed for your own life and your own future. When you make of your education, you decide nothing less than the future of this country. The future of America depends on you. What you're learning in school today will determine whether we, as a nation, can meet our greatest challenges in the future. You need the knowledge and problem-solving skills you learn in science, math, to cure diseases like cancer and AIDS, to develop diseases, and to develop new energy technologies, and protect our environment. You need insights and critical thinking skills you gain in history and social studies to fight poverty and homelessness, crime and discrimination, and make our nation more fair and more free. You need your creativity and ingenuity you develop in all your classes to build new companies. You develop all your classes, all your classes to build new companies. that will create your jobs and boost our economy. We need every single one of you to develop your talents and skills and your intellect so you can help us outbox solve our most difficult problem.
If you don't do that,
Our most our most difficult problem. If you don't do that,
if you quit on school,
if you quit on school,
you're not just quitting
you're
on
not
yourself, you're quitting
you're
on
not,
your country.
you're not just quitting on your school. You're not just quitting on your school. You're quitting on your country.
I know it's
I
not
know
always
it's
easy
always
to do well in
I
school.
know it's always not easy to do well in school. Always is I know it's always I know it's not always easy to do well in school.
I know a lot of you have
I know a
challenges in your
lot of you
lives right
I
now
know a lot of you have challenges in your life now.
that can make it
They can
hard
make it
to
hard to focus on your
schoolwork.
schoolwork.
I
They
get
can
it.
make it hard to focus on your schoolwork. I get it.
I know
I
what it's
know
like.
what it's like.
My father
My
left
father,
my family when I was 2
my father left my family when I was 2 years
years
old,
old. I was raised
and,
by a single mom who
and I was raised by a single mom
had
who
to
had
work
work
and who struggled at
and was
times to
struggled
pay
at
the bills
times to
and
pay the
wasn't always
bills
able to give us
and wasn't always to and wasn't always able to give us
things that other kids had.
the things that other kids had.
Times when I missed having a father in my life.
There were times when I missed having a father in my life.
There were times
when I
when
was
I felt
lonely.
like I didn't fit in.
There were times when I was lonely and I felt like I didn't fit in.
So I wasn't
So I
always
was
as focused as I
so
should
I
have been
was
on
always as so I wasn't always as focused as so I wasn't always as focused as I should have been at school.
and I did some things that I'm not proud of.
And I
got
did some things I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of.
in more trouble than I should have.
I got in more trouble than I should have.
And my
And my
life
life
could
could
easily
easily take a turn for the worse.
But I was
I was lucky.
I got a lot of
lot of
second
second
chances.
chances.
I had the opportunity to go to college.
I had the opportunities. I had the opportunities to go to college
School.
and law
Follow
school
my dreams.
and follow my
My
dreams.
wife, our
My
First
wife,
Lady,
my,
Michelle
my
Obama,
wife, First Lady Michelle Obama.
She has a
She
similar
has a,
story.
she has similar story. Neither of her parents
had gone to college.
had gone to college,
And they didn't have a lot of money.
and they didn't have a lot of money.
But they
But
worked
they
hard.
worked hard. She worked
so
hard.
that she could go to
So
the
that
best
she
schools.
could go to the best schools in this country.
Some of you might not have
Some of you
those
might not have
advantages.
those advantages. Some of you might not have those advantages. Maybe you don't have. Some of you might not have those advantages. Maybe you don't have
Adults in your life
adults in your life
who
who give you the support that you
Maybe
need.
someone in your family
Maybe
has
someone in
lost
your
their
family
job.
lo-
There's not enough money to
Maybe someone in your family has lost their job. Maybe someone in your family has lost their jobs.
go around. Maybe you live. Maybe someone in your family has lost their job and there's not enough money to go around.
And there's not enough money to go around. And there's not enough money to go around.
Maybe you live in a neighborhood
Maybe you live in a neighborhood
feel safe
where you don't
or have
where you
friends
don't feel safe, or you have
who are
friends
pressuring you to do
who are pressuring you to
things
think,
you know aren't right.
who are pressuring you to do things you know are right.
But at the end of the day,
But at the end of the day, circumstances of your life,
what you look like,
where you come from, how much money you have,
what you got going
what
on
you
at
got
home,
going on at home, none of that is an excuse for neglecting your homework and having a bad attitude in school. There's no excuse for talking back to your teacher and calling class and dropping out of school. There is no excuse for not trying. You are right now doesn't have to determine where you'll end up. No one's written your destiny for you. Because here in America, you're right. You write your own destiny. You make your own future. That's what young people like you are doing every day all across America. Young people like Jasmine Perez from Roma, Texas. Jasmine didn't speak English when she first started school. Neither her parents had gone to college, and she worked hard and outgrew grade and got a scholarship to Brown University and is now in graduate school, starting Bangladesh on her way to becoming Dr. Jasmine Perez. I'm thinking about Donnie Schultz from Los Altos, California, who's fought brain cancer since he was 3. He's had to endure all sorts of treatments and surgeries, one of which affected his memory. So it took him much longer, hundreds of extra hours to do his school, but he never fell behind. His head college this fall. And then there's Sean and Steve from my hometown of Chicago and Illinois. Even when bouncing from foster home to foster home in the toughest neighborhood in the city, she managed to get a job at a local health care center, start a program to keep young people out of gangs, and she's on track and she's on track. She's on track to graduate high school with honors and go to college.
Jasmine
And
and
Justin and Donnie, Chantel aren't any different from any of you. They face challenges in their lives just like you
In
do.
some cases,
Some
they've gotten a lot
cases
worse off
they got a lot
than
worse
many of
off
you,
than
but they
many of you.
refuse to give up.
But
They
they refuse
chose
to
to
give
take
up. They chose
responsibility
to
for their lives.
they chose to take they chose to take responsibility,
Many of you, but they refuse to give up.
but they refuse to give up.
They chose to take
They
responsibility
chose to take a responsibility
for their
for their
lives,
lives,
for their education,
for their
and
education,
set goals for
and
themselves.
set goals for themselves.
And I expect all of you to do the same.
And I
That's why
expect
today
all
I'm
of you to do the same. And I expect all of you to do
calling on each
the same.
and set goals for themselves. And I expect all of you to do the same.
All of you do. All of you. All of you. All of you do. All of you to do the same. All of you. All of you. All of you to do the same.
That's why today I'm calling on each of you to say
That's why today I'm calling on each of you to set each of you each of you each of you each of you to set each of you each of you each of you each of you to set
your own goals for your
your
education.
own goals to
Do
your
everything
education.
you can to meet them. But what each of you to set your own goals for your education and do everything you
And
can
do
to meet
every
them.
and do everything you can to meet them.
Whatever you resolve to do,
Whatever
I want
whatever you resolve to do,
you to
I
commit
want you to commit to. I want you to really work
You
it.
know that sometimes you get that sense from TV
I know that sometimes you get the sense from the TV that
that you can be rich
you
and
can
successful
rich
without any
and
hard
successful
work.
without
Your ticket
without
to
any other work.
success is through rapping or that rich and successful without any hard work.
Without any other work.
Your ticket to success is
Your
through
ticket
rapping
to
or
your ticket to success is through rapping or
basketball
fast
or
for
being a
reality TV star.
Chances are you're not going to be any of those things.
Chances are you're not gonna be any of those things. You're not gonna be any of those things. You are not gonna be any of those things. Chances are you're not gonna be any of those things.
The truth is,
Being successful is the
you will
right,
love
the right
every
word.
subject that you study.
You will love every subject that you study.
You won't click,
You won't click.
with every teacher that you have.
With your, you won't click with every teacher that you have.
Not every
Not
homework
every
assignment
homework
will
assignment
seem completely relevant to your life. Not every homework assignment
Not every homework assignment
will seem completely relevant to your
will
life
seem completely relevant to your life
right at this minute. And
right
you
at
won't
this minute.
necessarily succeed at everything
And you won't necessarily succeed at everything
the first time you try. And you won't necessarily succeed at everything the first time you try.
the first time you try. And you won't necessarily succeed at everything the first time you try.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Some of the most successful people in the world are
Some of the most successful people in the world are
the ones
ones
who've had
that
most failures.
are ones who've had most failures.
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling,
Rowling,
who wrote Harry Potter. Her first Harry
J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter.
Potter book was rejected
Her Harry Potter book was rejected
12
12 times
before it
before it
was finally published.
was finally
Michael Jordan
published.
was
Mike
cut from
Jordan
his high
was
school
cut from
basketball
his
team.
high school
He
basketball
lost
team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots and thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, I have failed over and over and over again in my life.
And that's why I succeed.
These people succeed. These people succeeded because they understood that
you can't let your
you can't let your failures define you. You can't let
teach you.
your failures teach you.
You have to let them show you
what to do differently next time.
So if you get into
So if you get into trouble, so if you get into trouble, so if you get into trouble,
you're a troublemaker,
it doesn't mean you're a troublemaker.
it means you
It
need
means
to
you
try
need
harder,
to try hard,
to act right.
to act right.
You get a bad grade, that doesn't mean you're
You
stupid.
get a bad grade, it doesn't mean you're
It
stupid.
just means you need to spend
It
more
doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you need to spend more time studying. No one's born being good at all things. You become good at things through hard work. You are not a varsity athlete. The first time you play a new sport, you don't hit every note the first time you sing a song. You got to practice. The same principle always applies to your sport. You
a
might
few
have to
times
do a math problem a few times before you get it right.
You might have
You
to
might have to read
read something
something a
before
few
you
times
understand
before
it.
you before you understand it. You definitely have to do a few drafts of paper
before it's good enough to hand in.
before it's good enough to hand in.
Don't
Don't
be
be
afraid
afraid to ask
Don't be
questions.
afraid to ask
Don't
for
be
help
afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Ask for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
Because it shows you have the courage to admit when you
It
don't
shows to have the courage to admit when you don't know something, and that then allow you to learn something new.
So find an adult
So find an adult. So find an adult. So find an adult and you trust. The parent and grandparent or teacher or coach or counselor,
and ask them to help you
stay on
your goals.
and ask them to help you stay on track to meet your goals.
Even when you're struggling,
Even when you're
discouraged,
even when you're struggling, even when you're discouraged,
and
and
you feel
like
have given up on you.
and
You're struggling, even when you're discouraged. And you feel like other people
you feel like other people have given up on you.
Don't
Don't ever
give up on yourself.
give up on you.
Because when you give up on yourself,
Because when you give up on yourself,
you give up on your country.
you're giving up on your country.
Story of America isn't
Story
about
of America isn't about
people who quit when things got tough.
people who quit when things got tough.
It's about people who kept going.
It's
Tried
about who is about pe- it's about people who kept going,
harder,
who
who loved
tried
their
hard.
country too much
who love their country too much
to do
to do
anything
anything less than the
It's
best.
the story of students
To do anything less to do anything less than their best. It's a story about
who sat.
it's a story about students who sat
You sit
and you
250
sit
years ago
where you sit
and went on to
250 years ago and went on the
wage a
of
revolution, and they
revolution
founded this nation. Yep. 250 years ago and went on to wage a revolution
and went on the wage of revolution
they founded this nation. You sit 250 years ago and went on to wage a revolution and they founded this nation.
and they founded this nation.
Young
Young
people,
people, students who sit 75 years ago, overcame a depression and won a world war, and fought for civil rights and put a man on the moon. Students who said 20 years ago,
who founded
Google,
Facebook,
who founded Google and Facebook and Twitter and Facebook,
changed the way we communicate with each other.
and
So
changed the way we communicate with each other.
today, I want to ask all Twitter and Facebook and change the way we communicate with each other. So today, I want to ask all
So
of you,
today, I want to ask all of you.
what's your contribution going to be?
So today, I want to ask all of you, what's your contribution gonna be? What problems are you gonna solve? What discoveries will you make?
So I expect all of you
to get seriously
I expect you
serious.
to put your
I
best
expect you to
effort
put your
in everything you
I expect you to put your best effort into
I
everything you do.
expect great things
I
from
expect to do great things from each of you.
Don't let us down.
Don't let us down. Don't let your family down or your country down. Most of all, don't let yourself down.
Make us all proud.
Make us all proud.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. 네, 네, 영상 잘 들었습니다. 네, 오늘 좀 더 내는 부분 집중해서 공부를 해봤고요. 자, 다음 영상은 How to have a good conversation이라는 테드 영상 이번에 자막을 보면서 한번 해보겠습니다.
공식 라이센스를 받은 인기 전략 게임. 별도 설
Where this becomes a different kind of topic. All right, I want to see a show
Alright, I want to see a show of hands. How many of you have befriended someone on Facebook because they said something against about politics, religion, childcare, food?
And how many of you
And
know
how
at
do
least
you
one
know at
person
least
that you
one person that you avoid because you just don't want to talk to them?
You know, it used to be
You
that
know,
in order
in
to have a
newspaper,
polite
in order-
conversation, we just had to follow the
In
advice.
newspaper, in horror app, in order app, in newspaper, in order app, in order app, in order to have polite conversation. We just had to follow the advice on handling things and like well ready.
But
Stick
these
to
days,
the
with
weather
climate
and
change and
it will help.
anti-vaxxing, those
But these days with climate change and anti-vaccine,
subjects
those subjects
are not safe either.
are not
So
safe either. So
that
this
we
world that we live in,
this world
this
in
world
which
in which
every conversation
has potential to develve into an argument where our politicians can't speak to one another, and where even the most trivial of issues have someone fighting both passionately for it and against it is not normal. Pew Research did a study of 10,000 American adults, and they found that at this moment, war, we are more polarized. We are more, more, we are more divided.
adults, and they found that at this moment we are more polarized, we are more divided,
We are more divided
than we ever have been
in history.
We're less likely to compromise, which means
Well, we are less likely to compromise,
we're not listening to each other,
which means we're not listening to each other,
and we make
and
decisions about
we make
where to
decisions
live,
about where to live,
who to marry,
who to marry,
and who our friends are going to be, based on what we already
even who our friends are going to be, based on what we already believe.
Again, that means we're not
Again, that
listening
means
to each other.
we're not
A
we're not
conversation
listening to each other. The
requires
conversation requires a
between
balance
talking
between
and
talking and
listening,
listening.
and somewhere along the way we lost that balance.
Somewhere along the way we lost that balance.
Now, part of that is due to
Now, part of that
technology,
is
smartphones
part of that is due to technology. The smartphones
that you all either have in your
that
hand,
you all either have in your hands, that you all either have, or either have in your hands, that you all either have in your hands,
are close enough that you can grab them really quickly.
or close enough that you could grab them really quickly, or close enough that you close close enough that you could grab them really quickly.
According to Pew Research,
According to Pew Research, about a third of American teenagers send more than 100 texts a day, and many of them, almost most of them, are more likely to text them.
Almost
Most of them are more likely to text their friends
are to talk to them face to face.
than they are to talk to them face to face.
There's this great piece in the
There's
Atlantic.
this great
It was
piece
written by
in
a high
the
school teacher
Atlantic.
named Paul Barnwell.
It was written by a high school teacher named Paul Barnwell,
And he gave his kids a
and
communication project.
and he
wanted
gave his kids a communication project.
to teach him how to speak on a specific
He wanted
subject
to teach them how to speak on a specific
using
subject
notes.
without
And he
using
said
notes.
this.
And he said
came
this:
to
I came to realize that conversational competence might be the single most overlooked skill we fail to teach. Kids spend hours each day engaging with ideas and each other through screens, but rarely do they have an opportunity to hone their interpersonal communication skills. It might sound like pronunciations, but you have to ask questions. Is there any 21st century skill more important than being able to sustain coherent, competent conversation? Now I make my living talking to people. Nobel Prize winners, truck drivers, billionaires, kindergarten teachers, heads of states, plumbers. I talk to people that I like. I talk to people that I don't like. I talk to some people that I disagree with deeply on a personal level, but I still have a great conversation with them. So I like to spend the next 10 minutes. I'd like to spend the next 10 minutes or so teaching you how to talk and how to listen. Many of you have already heard a lot of many of you have already heard a lot of advice on this. Things like look the person in the eye, think of interesting topics to discuss in advance, look a nod and smile to show that you're paying attention. Repeat back what you just heard or summarize it. So I want you to forget all of that. It's crap. There is no reason to learn how to show you're paying attention if you are in fact paying attention.
I
Now,
actually use the
I
exact
actually
same
use the
skills as a
exact same
professional
skills
interviewer that I
as a
do in
professional
regular
interviewer
life.
that I do in regular life.
So,
So
I'm going to teach you how to interview people,
and that's actually going to help you learn how to be better conversationalist. Learn to have a conversation without wasting your time, without getting bored, and please God, without offending anybody. We all have real great conversations. It happened before we know it's like. Right. the kind of conversation where you walk away really engaged and inspired, or where you feel like you made a real connection, or you've been directly understood. There is no reason why most of your interactions can be like that. So I have 10 basic rules. I'm gonna walk you through all of them. But honestly, if you just choose one of them and master it, you'll already enjoy better conversations. Number one, don't multitask. I don't mean just set down your cell phone or your tablet or your car keys or whatever is in your hand. I mean be present. Be in that moment. Don't be thinking about your argument you have with your boss. Don't think about what you're gonna have for dinner. If you wanna get out conversation, get out conversation. Don't be half in it and half out of it. Number two, don't pontificate. If you want to state your opinion without any opportunity for response or argument or pushback or words, write a blog. Now, there's a really good reason why I don't allow pundits on my show. Because they are really boring. If they're conservative, they're gonna hate Obama and food stamps and abortion. If they're liberal, they're gonna hate big banks and oil corporations and big channel. Totally predictable. And you don't wanna be, you wanna be like that. You don't wanna be like that. You need to enter every conversation, assuming that you have something to learn. The famed therapist M. Scott Peck said, the true reason requires a setting aside of oneself. And sometimes that means setting aside your personal opinion. He said that sensing this acceptance, the speaker will become less and less vulnerable and more likely to open up the inner recesses of his or mind to the listener. Again, assume that you have something to learn. Bill Nye, everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't. And put it this way, everybody is an expert in something. Number three, use open-ended questions. In this case, take a cue from journalists. Start your questions with who, what, when, where, why, or how. If you put in a complicated question, you're gonna get a simple answer out. If I ask you, were you terrified? You're gonna respond to the most powerful word in that sentence. This is terrified. And the answer is, yes I was or no I wasn't.
Were you angry?
Were you
Yes, I was
angry?
very angry.
Yes I was very angry. Let them describe it. Tell them what they know. Try asking them things like, what was that like? How did that feel? Because then they might have to stop for a moment and think about it. And you're gonna get a much more interesting response. Number four, go with the flow. That means thoughts will come into your mind, and you need to let them go out of your mind. With hard interviews of them, in which a guest is talking for several minutes, and then the host comes back in and asks a question, which it seems like it comes out of nowhere, or it's already been answered. That means the host probably stopped listening 2 minutes ago because he thought of this really clever question, and he was just bound and determined to say that. And we do the exact same thing. We're sitting there having a conversation with something, and then we remember that, and we remember that time that we met Hugh Jackman in a coffee shop, and we stopped listening. We're just waiting for a moment to interject our story about Hugh Jackman and coffee. Stories and ideas are gonna come to you. You need to let them come and let them go. Number five, if you don't know, say that you don't know. Now, people on the radio, especially on PR, are much more aware that they are going on the record. And so they are more careful about what they claim to be an expert in and what they claim to know for sure. Do that. Err on the side of caution. Talk should not be cheap. Number 6.
Don't equate
Don't
your
equate your
experience
experience with theirs.
If they're talking
If they're talking about having lost a family member,
don't start
don't start talking about the time you lost a family
talking about
member.
the trouble that
If
they're having at work.
they're talking about the trouble they're having at work,
Don't tell them about how much you hate your
don't tell them about how much you hate
It's
yourself.
not the same. It is never
It's not the same. It is never the
all
same.
experiences
Our
are
experiences are
And more
individual.
importantly,
And more
it is
importantly,
not about
it is not about you.
You don't need to take
You don't
that
need to
moment
take the moment
how
to prove how amazing you are
or how
or
much you've
how
suffered.
much you've suffered.
Somebody asked Stephen
Somebody
Hawking
asked
once what his IQ
somebody asked Stephen Hawking once what his IQ was,
was, and he says, I
and he
have no
said,
idea. People
I have
brag
no idea. People who brag about their IQs are losers.
Conversations
Conversations
are not a promotional.
are not a promotion opportunity.
Number 7.
Number 7,
Number 7.
Number 7,
Try not to repeat yourself.
try not to
It's
repeat
condescending,
yourself.
and
It's
really
condescending and
boring.
it's
And we
really
tend to do
boring.
it a lot.
And we tend to do it
Especially
a lot,
in
especially in work
conversations
conversations
or
or
in
in conversations
we
with
have
our
a point
kids.
to make,
We
so
have a
just keep
point to make,
rephrasing it
so
over
we
and
just
over.
keep rephrasing it over and over.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Number 8.
Number
Stay
8,
out of the weeds.
stay out of the weeds.
Frankly,
People
people
don't care about the years, the names, the dates, all those details that you're struggling to come up within your mind. They don't care. What they care about is you.
They care about what
They
you're
care
like.
about what you like, what you have in common.
So forget
So
the
forget the
details.
details.
Leave 'em
Leave them out.
Number
Number
9.
9.
This is not the last one.
This
but
is
it's
not the
most
last one,
important.
but it's the most important one. Listen. I cannot tell you how many really important people have said that listening is perhaps the most,
The number one most
the most biggest that you
Buddha
can
said,
about.
and I'm paraphrasing.
Buddha said,
If your mouth is open,
if
you're
your
not
mouth is open, you're not
And Calvin
listening.
Coolidge said,
Coolidge
no
said,
man ever
no man
listened
ever
his
listened
way out
his
of a
way
job.
out of a job.
Why do we not listen
Why do
to
you
each
not
other?
listen to each other?
Number
Number one,
we'd rather talk.
We'd rather talk.
When I'm talking,
When I'm
I'm
talking,
in control. I
I'm
don't
in
have to hear
control.
anything.
I don't have to hear anything. I'm not interested. I'm the center of attention. I can influence my own identity.
But there's another reason.
But there's another
We get
reason.
distracted.
You get
The
distracted.
average person
The
talks
average
about
person talks at about 225 words per minute. But we can listen at up to 500 words per minute.
So
So our minds are
filling
filling in those other 275 words.
And look, I know,
It takes effort and energy
to actually pay
to
attention.
actually pay attention to someone. But if
do
we
that,
can't do that, you're not in a conversation. You're just two people shouting out their realized sentences in the same place.
You have to.
You have
You have to
you
listen
have to listen to one another. Stephen Covey said it very truthfully. He said, most of us don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with intent to reply.
One more
One more rule, and number 10, and it's this one, be free. The good conversation is what I miss before the conversation. All of this boils down to the same basic concept, and it is this one. Be interested in other people. I grew up with a very famous grandfather, and there was kind of a ritual in my home. People would come over to talk to my grandparents, and after they would, my mother would come over to us and she'd say, do you know who that was? She was the runner to Miss America. She was the mayor of Sacramento. She won a Pulitzer Prize. He's a Russian ballet dancer. And I kind of grew up assuming everyone has some hidden amazing thing about them.
And
And
honestly,
I think it's what makes me a better host.
I keep my
I keep my mouth shut as often as I possibly can. I keep my mind open, and I'm always prepared to be amazed. And never disappointed. You do the same thing. Go out, talk to people, listen to people, and most importantly, be prepared to be amazed. Thanks.